Well, I've been called out. Not by my wife, oddly enough. Not by a subscriber, but kind of. But I've been called out by my granddaughter, Addison. Hi, Addison. Hi, Casey. Hi, Cheyenne. Hi, Brian and Jamie. So, Brian sent me a text the other night, that's my son-in-law, and said that Addison, my granddaughter, says Papa needs to make more videos. And so she's not wrong. So here we go. I'm gonna get a quick one out right now. I've got about 4 or 5 in the works. Each one of them I find myself apologizing for not getting one out sooner. I just keep on getting ones part of the way, and I just don't have a proper ending for them. But anyway, so I'm about to do a quick one for some stuff I did over the weekend and get something out there for you. So cue the logo. Okay, so the other day my buddy Thomas sent me a text or a message on Messenger that was an actual ad for a bike that he clearly wanted. He said, hey, I've got a bunch of cool stuff that I would trade for this right here, indicating he was hoping that I might go buy it, pick it up, and bring it up to him, and we could do some wheeling and dealing and stuff. So, all right, I screwed up the audio on this part of the video, but let me break it down in the strange voiceover. We've got a Schwinn XS. We've got some Redline Tootsie Roll hubs, front and rear. Oddly enough, he was not even interested in those, so we'll probably do some wheeling and dealing in the future, and I'll wind up with those again. But the bike itself is all aluminum, very lightweight. It's got the Schwinn seat. It's got the correct Schwinn handlebars. The stem is actually a Redline, but it's a really good one. So anyway, I paid $100 for this bike, and it's worth quite a bit more than that to him and otherwise. And the parts that I got from him are definitely worth more than that to me. So bottom line, I'm happy with what I got. He's happy with what he got. So here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I got out of the deal. And I'm pretty happy with it. So over here, we've got a few things. So I'll start out with this right here. This is a gold anodized Araya, what is it, like a 7X or something like that? I don't know. It is just the hoop, so it needs to be laced up to a hub. But if you remember the build that I did when I built up my bike that was to be built up like my childhood bike was, this is the same hoop and rim, but it's only the front. I didn't have a rear. That hoop is clearly got brake marks all over it, so that's a rear. So now I will actually have a match set. So I'm really happy about that. I'm probably going to change the hub on this one. I've got a set of hubs that will be matching that I will lace to both of these, and I think on these ones I'm probably going to put them on that black Powerlite bike that is from a video from a while back, or last year I think. So it's got white mags on it currently, but I think black and gold look great together. So that's that. Got these handlebars here. They look gold, but that's just like a chrome paint that's flaking off. These are actual Mongoose handlebars. So I have a bike in mind for these, but so this is a Mongoose seat that unfortunately has seen better days. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix that, but the reason I'm showing you that is because he gave me this Mongoose seat, and I'll show you in a moment what that's going to go on. I had hoped to put that seat on it, but this one is much nicer shape, as you can see. Okay, before we get to that though, let me show you this right here. Okay, so this wheel here has a hub in it. It's Redline, and it's the same kind of hub as what I just showed you on the other bike, but in black. And see how that middle part is raised up like that? That is what's known as a Tootsie Roll hub. Okay, got the wide flange, and I have a front one in this rim, but this is a 24-inch wheel, so I'm going to take this hub out and find a matching wheel like that, and then I will have a matching set of Tootsie Roll hubs. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so here is let's see, was there any other small bits? So those are some of the things I got, but here's the main thing that I traded. Now, I didn't actually go up there with the intention of trading that bike for another bike. It was supposed to just be parts, but guess what? I got another bike. So this thing is really cool. As you can see, it's a Mongoose, and it says Expert Pro. It is full chromoly. See that right there? It says race, it says 4130 chromoly. So that means that this frame is made out of a much lighter metal than high tensile steel. I've talked about it in other videos. If you know, you know. But anyway, 4130 chromoly. So the whole thing's chromoly. Now, it's got the wrong seat. It's got a heavy seat post. It's got some heavy cranks. It does have this sprocket here. Is that, I think that, what does that say? Does that say, yeah, it's a red line. Why are you not going backwards? Okay, so that thing looks like it's probably like a 35 spoke or tooth sprocket. That will not be staying on this bike. I actually have a set of 3-piece cranks that I'll probably put into this. And these wheels, they are not gonna stay on this bike. But look on the back here. What do we have here? Another Redline Tootsie Roll hub. This is just the rear. Okay, that hub up there is different. It's real nice, sealed bearing, but not the same. Okay, so keep that in mind. Last up to show you, it's got Mongoose grips here, but it's got a Redline stem. These bars, I don't know, it doesn't matter what they are because they are completely roached. Look at all that chrome flaking off. That's a bad chrome job. Chrome does not do that if it's a good job. So those will be going away. I don't know, maybe I'll clean them up and paint them or something. They will not be remaining on that bike. The tires, they don't look too bad. They're just needing some air in them, but they don't look all cracked out or anything. So I may end up reusing those. But what I'm planning on doing for this, let me get this thing out here. So what I'm planning on doing for this, for the time being anyway, is these wheels right here I just got together a little while ago, and they are a pretty nice match set that says Ruckus. Got the gold spoke nipples and everything. So these are much nicer rims to start with than those ones. They're pretty clean and nice and lightweight. The tires, I think one of them was a little bit cracked, so I may take these tires and put them onto these rims or whatever. But for right now, I'm gonna actually just swap these out real quick, and I'm gonna take this seat post that's just like kind of janky and seat, and I'm gonna put that in there. I already had the post, I'd already put the seat on it, but I'm gonna put that in there real quick. Oh, and I forgot one thing real quick. These guys right here, they are some really low profile Redline handlebars. They are made out of aluminum, so they are really lightweight. I have a Redline, it's a 24-inch wheel cruiser. It's basically, it's a BMX, but it's considered a cruiser because it's 24-inch wheels. So it is a John Purse edition, which is I don't want to say it was super extra special, but I mean, it's a full chromoly frame and it's a pretty nice bike and everything. But the handlebars that had been on it, I ended up trading them to somebody for something else, and then I realized I made a mistake by doing that because they're supposed to have those low profiles, and so what's on it now is like big tall ones. I'm gonna put these ones here onto that and get it ready for sale because I'm just not really into the 24-inch. If I want a bigger bike that's more comfortable, I'll go ahead and do a 26, which is my white one that I have in the bedroom. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that because there was one more thing I got from Thomas, so he just threw that in. What a nice guy. So here's me changing out the tires and changing out the seat post.
Now I'll probably have to adjust that seat a little bit to make it actually rideable. Looks like the front, I got it tipped up a little bit, but good enough. You get the idea. The seat looks good. It's a Mongoose seat. It's got the little Mongoose on the front of it there. Here. See? Right there. Okay, so there we go. The seat with the red matches the red stickers. I didn't mention before, but this is an Expert Pro. So when I was younger, I would see bikes that had things like Expert and Pro and all that stuff, and I didn't think they really meant anything. I thought that they were just like a cool sounding thing, you know. And I think that's because for the most part the bikes that I got when I was really young were basically department store bikes made by Huffy, maybe Murray, I don't know, but they would say things like that and it just meant it looked like a pro rider bike or whatever. However, on Mongoose, especially back in the day, and other bikes like GT and Redline and you name it, when they would say stuff like Expert or Pro, that actually meant something. It was a higher level. It wasn't just your entry level. They probably had even higher level than that. I don't think that this is like an elite bike or a super high-end bike, but it's certainly higher end than the other one that I have where the frame looks the same, but it's much heavier. That one is a Mongoose Menace from probably about 1996, I think. I haven't looked at the serial number to figure out what the date is on this, but I can already tell it's a significantly better bike than the other one. So I got the wheels on it there for you just to show you me actually doing something. But anyway, I'll do another complete video on this, cleaning it up and you know, just a full BMX thing. But anyhow, I just wanted to give you something more than just me jabber jabbering. So I think I'll also add some footage from a video I did a little while ago that was just kind of like didn't really fit what I was doing with the different video, but it kind of fits with this. It's another bicycle that I got at the well, it was just a bicycle frame, but this one is a little one that I'm kind of building up for my grandson Casey. Hey Casey. So anyway, so I'll insert that footage right here. And the reason I've got this guy down here is because of that guy right there. You see it? Kind of camouflage right here, sort of, in the gray. Look at this guy. It's just like a Stingray, but much smaller. Now, all you sensitive people that are politically correct, don't get overly offended, but this was actually called a Schwinn Stingray Midget because it's much smaller. So it's not being rude or mean, that's actually what it was called. And so this bike right here is what's called a Pixie. It takes 16-inch wheels right there. So will that, okay? So as you can see, that's just a frame. This has got almost everything except for the seat that I can actually take this apart, because these ones here, believe it or not, I got that frame for 10 bucks and I probably couldn't sell this whole thing for more than about 20 bucks. They just, if it's all restored, you can get more for them. People try to get money for them, but they try and fail. These things just don't bring that much money. They just are not that popular. They are vintage, but they're just not that popular. That is quite a bit more rare. So in fact, there was a guy, let me turn you around here. So when I bought that one, a guy that I know that was out there, he said that there was one that sold right before I got there that was green. It was more complete, and whoever sold it to him sold it for a scream. I literally saw the one he was talking about. He said it was a Campus Green, which is, well, green. So I saw that thing on Marketplace last night. The guy who bought it was trying to sell it for $500. And I can't find it today, so I'm guessing he probably got his money, or at least close to it. So somebody made a big old profit. But that's not why I buy anything, is it? I mean, I always think, oh, I could sell this for blah blah blah. I never do. I actually was going to build this little blue one right here up for my granddaughter, and but I never got around to it quick enough. I couldn't find the right parts for it and all that. And now she's actually kind of outgrown it. She's actually ready for a bigger one like that over there. So, but my grandson, he's just getting close to the age where this size would be right for him. But I'm gonna build it up on that one. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take all the stuff off of this one here and I'm gonna transfer it to that one, but it's basically just a mock-up because I actually intend on painting that. I know I don't paint that often, and I'm not gonna take it and powder coat it or anything like that, but I will clean it up the best I can, primer it, and I'm gonna paint it blue. That's his favorite color. Well, he said blue, red, and green. He said blue first, so I'm gonna paint it blue. Anyway, ironically enough, this one's already blue, but that will have a fresher paint job. I gotta figure out what blue I'm gonna do. It will probably just be rattle canned. But anyway, I haven't even determined what year it is, so I'll figure that out and let you know here. But stick with me, and I will mock this thing up first, and then I'll blow it back apart, paint it, and put it all back together, and we'll see it when it's all said and done, okay? Oh, and check out these white walls that are going to be on that bike. Let's see. Yep. These are actual Schwinn, or made for Schwinn. I got to clean up the white walls. They got a little bit of dirt on them, but yeah, these are going to look really cool on that bike. So, you know what? There's nothing real super fun. You've seen me put bearing cups in before with my little special tool that kind of compresses them in, so that's what I'm going to be doing. You don't need to watch that. So okay, so at this point I'm just going to kind of skip ahead a little bit and just show you the semi-finished product of the mock-up on this little Stingray midget. So like I said earlier, I do intend on painting the whole thing and cleaning it up better, but I just wanted to give you a basic look at what it looks like, and it's pretty cool, I think. So I don't know if that fender will fit on that frame. It's actually pretty significantly different, and the little screw down in there, well, it's pretty rusted in there, so I got to be careful taking that off because I could actually bend and tweak the fender. So I'll work on that and see if I can have a little fender for it, because obviously that's for a 16-inch wheel. I can't just make one from a full-size Schwinn or a full-size Stingray fit. But anyway, pretty cool, huh? What do you think? Even though it's small, it might be a little bit big for Casey still, so I might take the banana seat off and put a regular seat on it at first, and then put the banana seat back on it later. But first things first, I got a lot of cleaning up to do before I can actually paint it. Otherwise, you're just painting over rust. So that's that for that. And there you go. All right, well, there you have it. I took the wheels off and changed them over, and but I forgot to mention before. So I had said something about this one is another one that's that Tootsie Roll style axle or hub. Look at how small this little sprocket is on here. That's why they could get away with having such a small one on the front, is because that thing looks like it's probably about a 13, maybe even a 12 tooth. I'll count it some other time when I care. But anyway, the point being is this one here is kind of all by itself. It's not got a matcher. The one that was on the front was totally different. Well, looky what I found. This is something that I already had, and hey, look at that. It's the same thing. Unfortunately, the chroming, whatever that they do on these, has kind of worn itself off on this one, so kind of like what happened to those handlebars. But you can see the little bump in the middle. It's essentially the same hub, but just the front. It might even be a sealed bearing in there. This thing rolls really nicely, as does, well, that one not quite as much, but I'll get all that worked out. I'll either find a matching rim or hoop like this one to put onto this, because this thing here, it is pretty roach. It's got all that chrome stuff. The chrome stuff that they do, I don't know what the process is, but when they put it on an aluminum wheel, it just never holds up. If it's got any kind of age or wear to it, you know, if you kept this thing in a climate controlled room its entire life, it'd probably hold up, but this clearly wasn't. But I'm kind of happy though that I do have a matching front hub. So now
I went from having a couple random solo Tootsie Roll hubs to like, what, 3 match sets. So yay for that. And then that's what was on the bike that Thomas got. I'll probably wind up with those.
Well, there we have it, folks. That's the bike. Pretty cool. Looks a lot better than it did just a little bit ago. However, as I think I mentioned already, these wheels here are probably just going to be placeholders. But real quick, let me show you something. The handlebars. Alright, so these handlebars, if you watched my video on the 20-inch clunker bike, I had that gooseneck or stem and these bars on that, but I have decided to put that back to what it originally was intended, and that's a banana seat type bike. So I like these handlebars. They're what's called a knee saver style, and I don't know if they're branded or not. They're just in good shape. The chrome looks pretty decent, much better than what was on here a little bit ago. But I do have a different stem that's going to go on here. I just couldn't find it in time for this video. I don't know how these got so dirty. I must have been riding it when I had greasy fingers. So I have some other red grips that I think I'll put on it. Even though it had those Mongoose correct grips, I don't really like them. Yeah, they're correct, but I don't like them. So anyway, let me show you what I have planned for this though, as far as the wheels. All right, can you see them? They are red. Let's get a closer look. These are what's known as Z-rims. So if you're not familiar, the hoop is actually nylon, just like a mag wheel, but it's got spokes and a regular hub like a normal wheel. And they were the rage back in the early 80s. And so, but my rear one, as you can see, is just a hoop. Okay, so I have to get that thing laced up, and I have this hub right here. Now it's pretty close to a match to this one that's there, but it's not exactly perfect, but it will do the trick. That one's an ACS. This one here, it is whatever that, what does that say? LK? LX? I'm not familiar with this brand, but you know what? It's a good hub. So I got to get some spokes for it, and I'll put those on there. Probably gonna, like I said, I got some 3-piece cranks to put on it, different sprocket that actually says Mongoose. I'll put some different pedals on it, and clean it up a lot better. I might even change the brakes out from those style brakes there. I have what they call V brakes. These, I don't know, I think they're called cantilever or something. I don't really care for these style. The other ones I have are similar but different.
Get it? All right, so that's gonna do it for this. I think that I've made you wait way more than long enough. Oh, did I even mention there's the little one back there in the background. More to come on both bikes. Like I said, I still got to pull that thing apart, that little one apart, and repaint or get it all painted up and looking nice. With this Mongoose here, I'm just going to clean it up and make sure I don't screw the stickers or the decals up, and build up those wheels and get it rolling really good and clean. And that one I think is a keeper. I have another one like it, I think I mentioned earlier, but it's a Mongoose Menace, and it's just super heavy, and I'll probably just sell it to somebody who needs a bike, and you know, they can do with it what they want. Well, I know it was a long wait. Hopefully it was worth the wait. I'm trying to work on stuff. It's been a crazy busy year, as you know, but anyway, so we got some bicycle action there. Hadn't done a bicycle video in a while. I was working on the Dune buggy, doing some cool stuff, and I just gotta finish that one up and a few others like that. Still gotta get that golf cart going and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, if you like the video, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, please go hit the subscribe button, and I'll do better. I promise I'll get more videos out and make my granddaughter happy. So all right, stay tuned.